Hi guys, how was your day so far?
Hello, hello. Are you able to listen to me? Yes, no?
Yes, teacher.
Hi,
Hello,
nice,
teacher.
hi, nice to hear you. So let's see, we had Idalia, Stephanie, Dennis, Josue, Jose. Also, we had Monica, Joanna, and Miguel. So still are missing like 16 or 17 students. So we are going to wait a couple of seconds before we start the class. So let's see. I am going to also share my screen and let's see. So far, how are you doing, guys? How do you feel? Everything is okay today? How was your day?
Everything is okay, teacher. What about you?
In my case, I am kind of tired because today I went to San Salvador, so I don't like to travel, and in Los Chorros is terrible, right? So I don't like to travel. However, I am happy because tomorrow is Wednesday, right? So we are in the middle of the week. So, but so far so good, right? So we are trying to do the best every time. So let's see. We had Dennis, Monica, and Idalia. How are you? How do you feel today?
I'm fine, teacher. And you?
I am hungry because I want to eat. I haven't eaten my dinner. So I want to eat pizza because I had pizza over here. What about you? Did you eat the dinner or not yet?
Yes,
Yes.
at
Okay.
dinner. Yes.
Excellent. What about you, Idalia?
Hi, teacher. I feel tired.
Tired, right? Yes. It's almost
This
time to
day
sleep.
is running. No, lloviendo,
It was raining?
raining all the day.
Yes, right. It was a raining day. When it's raining, I don't like to wake up. I like to continue sleeping, right? Oh my God.
Yes, and I don't have a, I don't, I don't go travel. Working.
Ah, okay. So that was good, right? Do you work from home, Idalia? Do you stay at home or do you have to travel to work?
Um, I run by my work.
Ah, okay. So that's good, right? So if you want, you can work. If not, you can stay at home, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Jose, how are you doing today, Jose?
Was good, but I feel down.
Oh, really? And can we
Yes.
know what is going on?
Because for a grade of a test in the university
Oh my God.
was so good for me.
So that can be kind of disappointed, right?
Yes.
Yes, but Jose, over here in the course, you are going to have a good grade, okay? So that is going to be a motivation. Excellent. So we are going to start in a couple of seconds. Just I am waiting another 2 or 3 minutes. So over here also we had Alejandra. So Alejandra, how are you doing?
Hello, good evening. I'm fine, teacher. I am very tired.
Very tired, right? Yes, because
Yes.
it's time to sleep. Do you like to sleep early or do you sleep like at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m.?
9 p.m. After the class. Uh,
You go
oh,
to sleep.
sorry. Yes.
Okay, that's good, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So there are some people that they like to sleep around 1 a.m. in the or almost 11. So it's good that you go to bed early. So Paola, how are you doing, Paola? Also Kelly Elizabeth, how are you?
Hello, teacher. Fine.
Are you ready for the class?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. Okay, so I am going to continue with the conversation with the others in a couple of minutes. Something that we are going to start today is with the grammar. So today we are going to start with grammar because this is something very essential that we are going to check. And this topic is going to be easy, okay? So first of all, I am going to start by telling you that the topic is giving reasons. Giving reasons is important in life, right? Sometimes people doesn't like to give explanations or to give reasons. If I say, today we don't have class, but what is the reason, right? What is the reason why we don't have classes today? So to give reasons in Spanish and also in English, for me, it is very essential and important. So today we are going to check some of the ways that we can give reasons. And I know that since you are very smart students, you know a little bit about this. So it's going to be easy to explain, right? Okay, so over here, I am going to show you some words and some connectors that we are going to use during the class. That is going to help you, okay? Before we continue, I am going to show you the following. Let's see if I get access to this. And it's going to be the following. So maybe Anna, you are going to be the lucky one, Anna, if you can help me to read the first part of this, where it says because and since.
Okay, given reason, because and since have the same meaning, and they can begin or end at a sentence. Because since the food is always fantastic. Giorgio's is my favorite restaurant. Giorgio's is my favorite restaurant because or since the food is always fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Anna. Very good. So basically, we are going to start the class with this, right? With because and also with since. Something very important that we have to pay attention is the following. That says they have the same meaning, okay? So it doesn't matter which word you are going to use, they have the same meaning, okay? So right now we are talking about because and also since to give a reason, right? So as Anna, she was reading over here, as you can see, they can begin or they can be at the end of the sentence. That is something very important that we have to focus, right? What is said that they can be at the beginning of the sentence, although also they can be at the end. So that is another good point. So we have 2 points over here, that because and since, they have the same meaning and they can be at the end or at the beginning. For example, in this sentence, it says because, or it says since, the food is always fantastic, Giorgio's is my favorite restaurant. So, or also it can say Giorgio's is my favorite restaurant because, or since the food is always fantastic. So I had a question for you, everybody. Do you consider that the sentence, the meaning is going to be different or is going to be the same?
It's
The
going to
same.
be the same.
The same.
It's the same, right? So the meaning doesn't change. Also on the chat, over here, the chat that we had, I am going to share my first example. During the class, I am going to be placing some examples on the chat that you can get my ideas, okay? So the first one that we are going to start checking over is going to be because. So because is one of those magic words that you can use to give a reason, right? So something very important is to put a comma after the reason, okay? When you are writing, it's very important to place the comma during the sentence. Over there, I sent 2 examples. Number 1, you can check this on the chat. On the chat that we had in Zoom, I sent these 2 examples. Number 1, it says, I didn't go to the game because it was cold. Also, it says, because she is nice, everybody likes her. So we have 2 sentences over there, and I am going to bring these 2 sentences over here to the show that we can check together. So just I want that everybody, please, I would like to get your attention because this is going to be very important information. and I don't want that you can get confused, okay? So over here, we have this example that I am going to place over here in the class. It says, I didn't go to the game, and which was the reason that I didn't go to the game? Because it was
cold.
It was cold, right? So that is the reason. So also, as you can see over here, we were talking also about sims, right? So what happened if I had this example? I didn't go to the game since it was cold. It has a different meaning? No, right? It's going to be the same. The same because I am giving you a reason, and also something very important is the comma, right? And also what we were talking is that in this case, it doesn't matter the order. So I can start my sentence saying, because it was cold, I didn't go to the game. Or I didn't go to the game because it was cold, okay? So that is something that you have to know, and that is the most important right now. Before I move on and before I start explaining the next one, do we have any questions so far or no questions?
Yes, teacher. I don't know if they're a little confused with the comma. That's one. For example, the example that is in the book, and said that Giorgio is my favorite restaurant because the food is always fantastic. And it's not necessary in this sentence use the comma.
Let me double check because also it can be an error. So let me see just to make sure, and that is a good question. And we are talking about in the next one. So over here, most of the time, and my recommendation is yes, because it is a complete sentence. So because I have been in the university, my teacher, they had already teach me that the most important is to use a comma to have a complete sentence. So most of the time, people, they tend to forget, right, that the comma is essential, but my recommendation, and for me, over here, we need to have a comma, right, in this part. Because basically, this is a new sentence. Over here, we had the connector, we had the noun, we had the verb, and we had the complement. So this is a different sentence, and this is a different sentence. So for me, the comma, it is necessary in this sentence. However, most of the time they don't place it, but it's necessary, the comma, because you are joining two sentences, right?
Okay.
So also, I am going to start explaining the next one. And for this, maybe Stephanie, maybe you can help me to continue reading on this one that says, don't confuse.
Teacher,
Tell me.
teacher,
Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
In the second sentence, we can use, since she is nice, everybody likes her.
Exactly. So as you can see on the book, it doesn't matter if you are going to use because or since, they have the same meaning, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, teacher.
You are welcome. Before we continue, any other question? All the questions are very important before we continue. If we don't have questions, so Stephanie, she is going to help me to read, okay, the next one.
Okay. Don't confuse because and because of, because introduce and adverbs. Clause and is the following by a subject and the and verb. Why? Because of is a preposition and is followed by a noun object. Because Georges is a popular, we should get there early. Georges is a popular because of its food is and service.
Excellent, thank you so much. So this is a new one, right? And this is another one that is because of. Because of, as you can see, this one, it has a preposition, right? Next to the preposition, we are going to have a noun. A noun in Spanish is a sustantivo, right? First of all, before I start my explanation, I would like that you can check the chat, because on the chat, I sent to you this information with two examples. So I would like that if you had pen or a book, you can write down. I sent on the chat two examples, because of. So this is a different, and I am going to show you how we are going to use it, okay? So over there, I shared two examples that says we didn't go because of the rain and because of her, I don't want to go. So you have two examples, and I would like that you can write down those two examples before we start checking the explanation. Also, right now, I am going to share this extra information that is going to be essential during this explanation. So that is why I will send this information right now, that you can have a better idea of what we are going to talk about. So right now, I send this information on the chat. So this is a new information that you can get it and that you can write down, okay? So I send right now two examples, and you are going to see, first of all, that because, that is the one that we talked previously, because it's just a conjunction, right? What is a conjunction? Something that we can join two sentences together, right? And in Spanish, you know what is the meaning about because, right? However, the one that we are talking is because of. This is a phrase. What is basic in Spanish, most of the time is translated a causa de. Most of the time, because of, we use in that way in Spanish, that has sometimes a different meaning on the sentence, right? So over there, I am going to share one more time two examples that you can take notes of these ones. And also you can write in your book the two examples. Okay. So because of is going to help you also to give a reason, right? Also to give a reason, however, you have to be careful when are you going to use because of. I am going to give you an example, and with this one, it's going to be clear. So over here, I had a sentence that says, all schools in the country are closed because of the snow. Over here, the snow, what is the snow in Spanish? What is that?
Nieve.
Exactly. However, grammatically is a sustantivo, right? The snow es un sustantivo en Spanish. Nieve. Es un sustantivo porque es un nombre. So something that we have to know is what it says on the book. Because of is going to be close to what? To a noun. Noun in English or in Spanish is sustantivo. In English is noun. So every time that you are going to use because of, it has to be next to a noun. That is the most important. If you don't have a noun, it's not going to work. Over here, you had a very good example that says Georgios is popular because of the food and services. As you can see, the noun is food and service. That is very important. The meaning in Spanish is going to be the same. However, just to be specifically, right, just to be picky, we can say that it can be because of a causa de. However, for me, it's going to be the same because you are going to give a reason, right? What is going to be the reason why something is good or something is close? If you don't know what is a noun, that is a different business, right? Because a noun, it is a word or a phrase, something that is, for example, a book or a person, that is a noun. And also, just in case if you don't know in Spanish, what is a noun? It is a sustantivo, right? And I will send this also that you can have over there in the chat, just in case if you don't know this. Okay, So, however, as in the book, it says that we don't have to get confused, right? At the moment that we are going to use because or because of. Why we are not going to get confused? Because we have to be careful what is going to be next to because of. Next to because of, it has to be always is going to be a noun. And what is a noun? It is a sustantivo in Spanish, right? So over there, I sent to you this information that you can write on your book. And I am going to show you the same example over here that we have. Because of is going to have a noun next to the preposition. However, when you are talking and use just because or since, they don't have just a noun. They had a complete sentence. They had a noun, they had a verb, and they had a complement. So this is something very important because that is the main difference, right? When you are going to use because and when you are going to use because of. Because in that way, you are not going to get confused and you are going to know when are you going to use that expression. However, most of the time when we are talking, if you don't feel comfortable to use that expression, don't worry, right? So it's not going to be so essential because at the moment you want to share the same message, right? And I am going to place this example one more time over here and I will create this new one. So for example, Pizza Hut. So it says Pizza Hut is good because the food is amazing or is awesome. So we have two examples, one with because and another one with because of. So in the first one, this is the first that we were talking before, because is going to be next to a complete sentence over here. We had the noun, that is the food, that is the noun, the verb, that is, the verb to be in this case, and the complement, awesome. Pizza Hut is good. ¿Por qué? What is the reason? Because the food is awesome. Over here, because of, it has almost the same meaning. However, it's going to be close just to a noun. What is a noun? In Spanish, sustantivo. I send that over there in the chat, the meaning. So just, I would like that we cannot be confused, right? Because sometimes this can be kind of confused for you. So I am going to place it over here. Basically, also on the chat, I sent to you the meaning and some examples that we can have, right? So far, do we have questions or something that is kind of confused?
I am a little confused. For example, in the last sentence, Pizza Hut is good because the food is awesome. ¿Cómo sería which because of the same sentence?
Okay, so in that case, it's going to be different, right? And that is
Okay.
a good question, Gloria. Thank you for asking me that. That is a good question. So let's create one with because of using the same sentence.
Maybe she can say Pizza Hut it's too no, it's a good because of the food. It's excellent because of the food is no. I was thinking that the Pizza Hut is too expensive, for example, because of the high prices.
Okay, that is something good. So over here I have this one. Pizza Hut is good because of the price. So Pizza Hut, this is just example, okay? I don't like Pizza Hut, I prefer Little Caesar, okay? Just to be honest with you. So over here, this is an example. I can say Pizza Hut is good because of the price or because the food is good. So as you can see, Gloria, next to because of, I am not using a complete sentence, right? Just I had el sustantivo, that is the price. So that is the sustantivo, right? And it's going to be next to the because of. However, when I am using just because alone, it's going to be a complete sentence because I am using the sustantivo, the noun, I am using the verb and the complement.
I
Mhm.
understand that in the first sentence
Mhm.
and in the second sentence is the difference is just the structure.
Yes, basically that is going to be most likely.
Simple.
That is the main difference because the purpose over here is giving a reason, right? Don't forget that that is the purpose, right? To give a reason. To give a reason, and we are checking today many ways to give a reason, right? So for example, we are talking Pizza Hut is good, but why, right? ¿Por qué?
Right.
Because of the price, because the food is awesome, because the customer service is excellent, because of the price. So we had options. And over here, you have this example where it says Giorgio's, right? It's a popular because of, and the noun, the substantive is the food and the service. Angie, tell me.
Teacher, in the case of because of, the noun is always with the company of an article.
It is recommendable because in that case, you can have a complete sentence, Angie, because in that way you can have a complete sentence. However, you can see on the book, it is just next to two nouns, right? The food and services. That's all. It looks like kind of simple. It looks like there is a simple sentence because next to because of, just you have two nouns. That is two sustantivos, right? You don't have any more information.
But the substantive can be uh, with a company with an article, for example, the food, the price, that always we can put the article.
Yes, if you want, you can give me an example and we can check together.
Okay.
And I am going to create another one as well that we can have a complete sentence. Let's see over here and let's see. Okay, so over here I had a sentence that is kind of bigger, right? However, the most important is going to be the first part of the sentence that we had over here. It says, Coca-Cola is good because of the price. That is my first sentence. However, we have the complement, right? And it is very famous in El Salvador, and I can continue talking about Coca-Cola. However, the main and the first sentence is going to be next to because of that we had over here. As I said, over here I had because of, and since I had because of, it has to be next to, always is going to be next to the noun, next to the sustantivo, right? El precio, next to the price, and I had a comma because over here I had a second question. So this is a second sentence. So I had a second sentence that is part of the complement, right? It's part of the complement that we had, but it doesn't change the meaning of the first sentence. The first sentence is a complete sentence, and we had a new one because I had the subject, I had the verb, and the complement.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so far, do we have questions or still something that you don't get? Jose,
Yes, I have a question.
tell me.
We can use because and signs of the same way in the same way.
Because and since in the same sentence, or what do you mean in a different way?
Mm, no, for give a reason that when we use because alone.
Yes, you can use the same. It does same meaning because over here it says that they have the same meaning. So it's going to be your decision if you want to use because or since. And you
Okay.
can use and you can use this at the beginning or you can use this at the end of the sentence. Okay, al principio o al final, it doesn't matter, and the meaning is going to be the same. Okay, so far everything is clear like a water or like our chat.
I have a question.
Tell me.
Um, you use just because of, since of, no.
No, that one doesn't is going to be no part of this one. Because in that case, we don't have any grammatical expression to use since of.
Okay.
Just only this one, and even I am going to talk about since we are talking about that one, I am going to give you another example that we had over here. And I am going to share this right now on the chat since we are going to talk about a little bit since, okay? Over here on the chat, I am going to share this example because, as I said, there are many ways to give a reason, right? You can use because of, you can use since. So we are going to check all of them. In that way, you are going to have different way at the moment that you create a presentation or that you are going to talk, that you are going to have many options, okay? At the beginning, we were checking these ones, and I am going to continue with the explanation because we are going to have a little practice. And also on the chat, one more time, because I really like to share this information on the chat, that you can write down the information in your book. If you had a notebook, you can take notes. And I am going to share two more examples, but this case is going to be using since in the sentence. So over there, please, everybody, if you had the option to check on the chat, you are going to see my two examples. So basically to use since is going to tell you why or it's going to give you the reason, right? So basically, as you can see in the example, it says that it was the same as because. They don't have a different meaning, and it's going to be your option if you want to use because or if you want to use since. I am going to provide an example one more time over here in the book that we can check together. And I am going to place it over here on the chat. Okay, this one is very easy, right? Because with this one, we don't have any problem. And over here, as you can see on the chat. So we have two examples that says, we will not go since we were not invited, or we can use in a different order. We can say, since we were not invited, we will not go. So they have the same meaning, and you can use since or because. It's not going to be any problem. It's going to be your decision which one you are going to use, okay? That one is very easy because it is not so complicated, the meaning in Spanish. So which one right now do you consider that is more difficult? Because of, or since?
I think, teacher, the because of, and because we can use because of or due to, the same. Sometimes you can say in due to, for example, it's popular due to the trending people. I don't know if it's correct.
Yes.
So you have another alternative, but I know what is the correct form. It's more polite or it's more common to use because of, due to, and sometimes when you use the for me more easy to use because and since, but because of and a little bit complicated.
Yes. So I am
For
going
me,
to share
teacher,
on the. Go ahead. Sorry. Tell me.
for me is more complicated thing because it's not uh, more user. I always use because never use things really and because of yes, but for me it's more difficult to use things because I am not I don't have the
Mm-hmm.
I never use it. I never have
Okay.
used it.
Okay, so don't worry. What happened is that maybe in the school, when we are in school, just the teachers sometimes they like to show you that we can use because, and because is a very common expression, right? That we can use.
Yeah.
However, as you can see over here in the book, it says because and since have the same meaning. So it doesn't matter basically if you are going to use because or since. So you can tell me, teacher, I am not going to go to the class because I don't have electricity. So you can tell me, teacher, I am not going to go to the class since I don't have electricity. So the sentence is going to be the same, but sometimes we don't like to use things because we are not accustomed. We prefer to
Uh-huh.
use because exactly because we are in the comfort zone. Since you have been in the school, you have been teach that because it is very easy, right? You say, teacher, I don't like because this. Teacher, I am going to go because. However, in this level, I prefer that you can start using things.
Okay,
Teacher,
teacher. Because
exactly.
I use things, but when it's a day, things
Mhm,
a lot, things from these things to but
mhm,
no with the same meaning that people for
mhm.
me it's new.
Okay, so in this case now, in the future, you are going to use Sims, okay? So that is going to be better for you. And it's
Okay,
going to
teacher.
be good for your English. So Anna, she was talking about due to. Due to is a different one that we had another one because as I told you at the very beginning of the class, we are going to start using some expressions. So Dennis, tell me.
I have a question, coach.
Uh-huh.
What is more formal,
Uh,
since or because?
Both. To be honest, my best answer is that I can tell you that for me, both. Both you can use to provide the same meaning, right? So sometimes what happens then is that some people, they like to use because in a different way. And I am going to show you something that maybe is going to call your attention because in some movies or in some books, Dennis, there are some people that when they are talking or when they are writing, they say, for example, pizza is good. And they don't use because. What they use is just cause.
Yeah,
Cause it is famous. So this is informal, right?
yeah,
Because
informal.
or they can use I remember that it was another one, but it was totally informal because you have to use the total expression and usually when you are talking in an informal way, for example, when you are talking with native speakers, they don't like to use the complete sentence, right? They use just cause and because it has the same meaning, but I am not going to explain to you that because that is informal and that can be something not so good for you, right? Imagine that you are going to be in an interview and you start using just cause. So cause is not going to be so good, right? That is something informal. So, but thank you. Thank you for your question, Dennis. And I really appreciate that we are checking those. So the one that we are talking is the next one, right? The due to. So what is the meaning about due to in Spanish? Yes, Harold. Cause is more informal when we are using because. Thank you. So over here, we are checking this one, the one that Anna, she was explaining before. Due to. Due to is debido a, right? The plane was delayed due to the bad weather. So what is going to be the reason? Why the plane was on delayed? What was the reason?
To the bad
The
weather.
weather.
To the bad weather, right? So over here, do you consider that I can remove due to and I can use because of, or no?
Yes, teacher, you can use the plane was delayed because of the bad weather. Yes.
Yes, right? So you have different options to provide the meaning of a sentence, right? Remember that the topic for today is to give a reason, right? So it doesn't matter the expression that you are going to use. The most important is that you give an explanation, that you give a reason. So basically, due to is also another way to provide an explanation or to give a reason, right? And I share this on the chat as well that you can copy. And I had my example over here. To be honest with you, due to this preposition, they are formal expression, but they are using more when you are writing. When people, they are writing books, they most of the time they use due to. Usually this is a very common expression that people use when they are escribiendo, right? But in speaking, most of the time people, they don't use this expression that is due to. So which one is missing? ¿Cuál nos falta? Which one?
That's why.
Or
That's why. For. Also for is another one. And for is this is another connector that most of the time people, they don't like to use, right? Also, because they are not accustomed. So one more time, I am going to share more examples on the chat that you can take notes. And for is a preposition for explanation. And most of the time you can use to give an explanation during the sentence. Also, I will share this one. So let's see, many people. Okay, so over here in the chat, you are going to have this example as well for that you can copy, right? You can copy this if you had a book over there. So that is going to be better that you can keep in mind this one. So over there in the chat, you can check that I sent this one, this extra one. So this one is, I consider that this is the most common, right? Sometimes when you are talking, and it is very easy because you don't have to create a big sentence with this one, and it can make your conversation less complicated. For example, here I had my sentence. Maybe Dennis, you can help me to read my sentence, please. The one that I had here. Does as many people today? Or maybe Diego Gomez, you can help me to read the sentence. Does as many people today?
Okay. Many people today decide. Teacher, move the required.
Sorry.
No worry. Many people today decide not to eat meat for health reasons.
Thank you. So what is going to be the reason why people doesn't like to eat meat? For health reasons, right? So that is the reason. Tell me, sorry, I couldn't listen to you. Okay, so now I had a question for you. Over here, I had a combination that I decided to place it over here in my screen. So you can see that I had the same sentence, but I had three options. I had for, because of, and due to. So I had three options over there. Do you consider that I can use all of them? Or it's not going to be possible to use this expression? Or it's going to be my decision because they have the same meaning? It says many people today decide not to eat meat for health reasons, because of health reasons, or due to health reasons. Which is the best option? Or do you consider that it doesn't matter? I can use the three options.
I think you can use the three options.
Mhm. Exactly, right? I can use the three options over here. So it's going to be my decision. My recommendation, if you want to, to be picky, right? To sounds better, you are going to use some expression that they are not so common, right? Because, when you are giving an explanation or give a reason, you say, yes, teacher, I am not going to go today because I don't have electricity. No, so you can start using different expressions, right? So your English is going to be better. The way that you share the message, the way that you are going to have a conversation is going to change because you are going to start using these expressions. So many people today decide not to eat meat because of health reasons or due to health reasons. So these expressions are going to help you to give reasons, to give explanations. It's going to be your decision which one you are going to use. However, as you can see, we had an explanation. When are you going to use because? And when are you going to use because of? I am going to see if we are on the same page, and I am going to get some examples over here. This one, the last one that we had over here, this one is very obvious, right? This one basically is the most common, the reason that we can use that or why, right? We know that that is why is going to help you to give an explanation. If I can ask you, Harold, are you going to participate? And Harold says, no, teacher, I am not going to participate. So I am going to ask, what is the reason, right? Why he is not going to participate? So this one is very obvious that we had to explain or to give a reason. However, the other ones, they are not so common, right? So questions, do we have any questions so far or everything is clear like water or not yet? So
because of you will always use with to connect the information. For example, the 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 exercise we have at the book and says it seems no, it's popular because of the trending people and due to the crowds is this listener and difficult to get into. When you start the conversation, you can start with due to, not more because of.
that is a good question. So when you had a conversation, Anna, I am going to write over here the example so we can check this one. Anna, because of the price, I will not buy tomatoes. It is very expensive. Do you consider, Anna, that I can start my conversation or I can give you a sentence in this way or no?
For me, it's okay, teacher, but I saw the exercise that started due to of the price. I will not buy tomato, but for me, I can say because of. I can start with because of.
Exactly, Anna. So in that case, don't worry, because at the same time, I can tell you that you can start with the sentence with because of, or you can place it at the end of the sentence. For me, and as you can see also in the book, and this is for every connector that we are going to use, they have the same meaning, and we can use this one at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. The meaning for me is not going to change. You can use due to, because of at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. The reason is going to be the same, and I don't see any grammatical error because you are going to have the same information that you are going to be given to the person, right? So I had an idea over here in the chat, since we have been checking these different ways to give an explanation, right? And to provide a reason why we don't create some examples. over here on the chat, you can send me some examples using because of, since, due to, and for. So you can give me some examples one by one. So you can create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples with all of this, right? So on the chat, please, everybody, I would like that you can share just one example. One with because, another one with because of, another one with since, another example with due to, and another example using for. So take your time, you can share those 5 examples with me. Okay, remember that you have to give me an example, one for because, one for because of, one for since, one example for due to, and one example for. So just, if you want, you can send the 5 examples at the same time, so we can check one by one.
En el manejo,
Pero ¿sabes cuál es la cosa?
Remember that you have to send me 5 examples, okay? And you have to create one example with because, one example with because of, one example using since, one example using due to, and one example using for. Take your time, you have to give me the 5 examples on the chat. You can send at the same time the 5 examples together, it's going to be better. Excellent. Thank you so much to Stephanie. Stephanie, as you can see, she was able to send me the 5 examples. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It was a good job. Thank you. Okay, Byron. Don't worry, Byron. If you had that emergency, you can go. Don't worry. So please, everybody, I need on the chat the examples, okay? You are going to send me the examples the same way like Stephanie, she did it. Excellent. Thank you so much, Joanna, and also Anna, that you shared examples over there. And also Jose and Harold. Thank you so much for your examples. So I am waiting for the others. I need your examples to check if we are on the same page, okay? So please, everybody, you have to send me one example using the connectors that we had checked. That is a good example, Danny. Thank you. Also, Angie, thank you for your examples. And also, Aleida, very good. Thank you. Rosa, don't worry, Rosa. So I hope that you get better. If you are sick, Rosa, don't worry. I hope that you can take some medicine. Alejandra, thank you also for your examples. And also, Monica, thank you. So we are going to continue with this because we had almost 1 hour. So we are going to continue. And Marcia, I would like that you can help me reading the number, this one, the letter 8, Marcia. So it's going to be this one. I have to go. So I would like that you can help me to read this.
Okay. I have to go downtown today because of, due to, I need to mail a package at the post office. Due to, for, since I was only a few blocks from Main Street, I went over to Martin's. Did you know that Martin's has gone out of business? I'm too upset.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you so much. So, Gabriela, in the first sentence that we had here that says, I had to go downtown today, which is the best option for this sentence?
I have to go downtown today because I needed to mail a package at the post office.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, are you in agreement, people, or no? Yes or no? Yes, right?
Yes, teacher, I'm agree
Okay,
because
okay. Excellent. So, Miguel, the second one, Miguel, a package at the office, it says, due to four scenes, I was only a few blocks from the main street. What is the best option over there, Miguel?
Okay, let me see. Ah, The, I don't know, teacher. Um,
You can tell me just one and we are going to check.
I think
Since I was only a few blocks from the main street, I went over the Martins. Are you in agreement, people, that since is going to be the best option or no?
Yes, teacher.
I
Yes?
agree.
Yes, right? That is going to help you. So, Paola, can you please help me to read the letter B, Paola? Paola, are you here? If not, Joanna. Joanna, you can help me to read the B, please. Letter B.
Yes, no,
Okay,
not me,
Paola, go ahead.
not me. I love it Martins for things. The reason that they beautiful clothes and friendly salespeople. When you were there, you almost felt like family. You will never get that at a mega store.
Thank you so much. So on this one, in the number 2, that's too bad. I am not surprised. A lot of family-owned shops are closing. We have 3 options. For you, Joanna, what is the best option on this one?
Let me think. Because of
Because of the construction of shopping malls. Thank you. People, are you in agreement or no?
I agree.
I say
Yes,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
teacher,
right?
I agree.
Because the construction, it is a noun, right? Es un nombre, es un sustantivo. So it's okay. It's next to the preposition. So Kelly, are you here that you can help me to read this one? Where it says, yeah. Don't forget.
Yeah, and don't forget about all the mega stores that are popping up everywhere. Because for the reason why people prefer to stop there is to save money.
Save money. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So so don't worry, Kelly, until the money. Okay, so Diego and Dennis, where is the best option for you guys? Because, for, or the reason why?
Let's see. For me is for.
For,
reason
okay.
why
The reason why,
Reason
Dennis?
why, yes.
The reason why.
Yes.
Yes?
The reason why.
The reason why, that sounds better, right? So this is
Yes.
easy. Okay, thank you. So let's continue with Carmen. Carmen, you are going to continue with the B, with this one that says, no me.
Not me. I love marching for season. The reason that they're beautiful clothes and friendly sales people when you wear there you almost feel like family. You'll never get that at mega store.
Okay, thank you. So I had a question for Mario Josue, Monica, and Alejandra. What is the best option in this case? Tell me, guys.
4.
For Monica and Alejandra, do you?
For teacher.
For? Yes, right?
Yes.
So, okay, excellent. Thank you so much. So during this time, we are going to continue having more practice. Don't worry. And thank you everybody to Monica, Gloria, Marcia, Elena, Anna, that you sent the examples. Miguel, also thank you so much. I was checking the examples and so far they look good. So thank you for sharing the information. However, I have to continue with this one. And something that I am going to share is going to be a reading. So I had this reading for you for today, and we are going to have something that is called popcorn. Popcorn is going to be an expression that you are going to use, and in Spanish, it's like we say pásala, right? So that is popcorn during this game. So that is going to be the meaning. At the moment that you are going to be reading this conversation, you can say popcorn Anna, popcorn Stephanie, popcorn Harold. So the person that you mentioned, that person has to continue reading this conversation that we had here, okay? Just you have to say the expression popcorn. Popcorn is going to be in Spanish, pásala, right? Just for this game. So we are going to start with someone that is going to be, let's see, we can start with Iris Lisette. So Iris Lisette, this is the reading that we are going to have for today. And Iris, you can start reading y cuando se canse la pasa, okay? When you get tired, you can say, teacher, popcorn, Joanna or Stephanie, okay? So Iris, you can start reading this, please. Iris Lisette.
Wax teacher, no, es que hace poquito me incorporé.
Okay, don't worry, Iris. So we are going to start with Joanna, okay? Joanna, so you can start the game.
Voy a empezar entonces. Pues.
Joanna, you can start, don't worry.
Okay. Advertisements. They're all over our social media pages. They arrive as text messages. They interrupt our favorite shows and they bombard us in the streets. In order to survive the constant barrage of advertising, we learn to ignore most of what we see. But what is it that makes certain ads sticky? In other words, why do we remember some ads while managing to completely forget others? According to advertising experts, an ad needs three key elements to make it unforgettable. In the first place, it needs to be clear and simple. TV commercials usually last about 30 seconds, so a complicated or confusing presentation will not do the job. For an ad to be sticky, it has to be obvious enough that we can pick up the message in a split second.
Thank you. Popcorn, Paola. Paola, continue reading.
More importantly, and should appeal to our sense and emotions. When we really feel something, it tends to stick in our brains much longer than if we simply understand it. And this is the reason why so much advertisement depend on emotional music and imagines of family, romance, and success that really related directly to our own hopes and dreams.
Thank you.
Popcorn.
Continue.
Popcorn. Marcia.
Marcia. So let's continue, Marcia. Thank you, Paola.
You're welcome.
¿Dónde se quedó? Perdón.
Ajá. One more element necessary.
I have I don't know, say duda.
Okay, don't worry. You have some doubt.
Okay.
So don't worry. You can continue here. One more element.
Okay. One more element necessary to make and as successful is surprise. When we see something out of the ordinary, it makes us take notice whether we can do or not. A talking animals, a beautiful dress model diving into the swimming pool, a car. I don't
Okay.
see the next.
Okay, don't worry. Popcorn, Alejandra.
Okay.
Zooming.
Swimming troops and everything. Landscape, these are the types of things that grab our attention, but to stick it and actually made us buy the products. That's another history. Sometimes the most memorable acts make people laugh or mention them to their friends, but they don't actually convince people to buy anything. Still, after watching Sticky, and we usually remember the same of the company is promised. And in a world with so many brands and products, that is more as important as sales.
Sales. Okay, thank you. So we are going to continue with the reading, but one more time, I am going to explain the again, okay? Basically, when you are reading, you are going to stop reading and you are going to say Popcorn Dennis. So Dennis, when you listen your name, you have to continue reading, okay? So basically in Spanish, as I said, it's going to be like pásala, right? So when you listen Popcorn Ena, so Ena has to continue reading what we have been talking. So in that way, we can continue with the conversation, with the reading, and everybody participate, okay? So one more time, this time different people is going to participate, and I am going to start with, maybe with Mario Josue. So Mario Josue, you are going to be the first one. So Mario, advertisements.
Okay. Advertisement. They're all over our social media pages. They arrive as text messages. They interrupt our favorite shows and they bombard us in the street. In order to survive the constant barrage of advertising. I don't know. What's called Angie?
Angie? Okay, Angie, one more time.
What are you reading? I'm sorry.
So you can mention if you want another person because Angie, no, Angie haven't participated. So Angie, can you continue with the reading, please?
Where, teacher? I'm sorry.
Mario, can you tell me where?
Please.
After advertising.
Advertising. Woo.
In five sentence.
Over here, where it says, we learn to ignore. Over here.
We learn. We learn to ignore most of what we see. But what if that makes certain ads sticky? In other words, why do we remember some ads while managing to completely forget others? According to advertising experts, anatomy 3 key elements to make it unforgettable. Popcorn to Diego.
Diego. So Diego, you are going to continue, Diego.
Okay. Let's see.
In the first place, Diego.
Where? Sorry.
In the first place.
Let's see.
Over here, Diego. In the first place, it needs to be clear.
Okay. The first place is need to be clear and simple to be commercials. Usually lasts about 13 seconds. So a complicated of confusing presentation will not do the job for an end to be sticky. He has to be obvious enough that we can pick it up the message in a split second. Popcorn to Jose.
Jose?
Okay, more importantly, ads should be appeal to our sense and emotion. When we really feel something, it is tend to stick in our brains much longer than if we simple understand it. This is the reason why so much advertising depend of emotional music and images of family remains or success that related directly to our own hopes and dreams. Popcorn, Kelly.
Kelly?
One more element necessary to make an successful in surprise when we see something out of the ordinary. It makes us take notice whether we want to or not. A talking animal, a beautifully dressed model divine into a swimming pool, a car.
Okay, so sorry, let's see. And you can mention another person that is going to continue.
Mario?
Okay, Mario?
Again.
Yes.
Okay. Zooming from an ever-changing landscape, there are the types of things that grab our attention. But do sticky ads actually make us buy the products? That's another history. Popcorn, Harold.
Harold?
Well, teacher, I listen. Where? Do you hear me, teacher?
Yes, Mario, can you tell where we are doing right now? In which part you are?
After, that's another history. Here.
Over here, Harold. Mario showed you. Over here, that's another that is another story. Sometimes
that is another story. Sometimes the most memorable as make people laugh or mention them to their friends, but they don't actually convince people to buy anything. Still, after watching a sticky ad, we usually remember the name of the company it promotes. And in a world with so many brands and products, that is almost as important as sauce.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So why we are doing this? Because I really like that we can practice, right? Also because probably on Friday we can have a reading, right? So we can have a reading similar to this one, so we can have a better practice. So over there on the chat, I sent to you some new words, okay? On the chat, because maybe you don't know these words. For example, sticky. Do you know the meaning about sticky?
Apestoso.
Sticky? No, it's similar, but no. Sticky is
yes,
something.
it's stinky.
Stinky, it's similar. Sticky is pegajoso. So I send these words on the chat. Sticky is something pegajoso, right? For example, when you are in the computer, there are some advertisements in the computer that they are sticky, right? They are sticky, they are always there. So that is something sticky, algo pegajoso, right? Also, if you are able to see this word, I send also this one on the chat. That is barrage. So this one is almost similar like this one, right? That they bombard, no bombardea and the advertisement, right? So that is another one that you are going to have over there on the chat. Also, ever changing. This one is another one that I sent on the chat that you can write these words over there. And one of the words that I really like is appealing. It is over here. And is this one. Ads. Do you know what is ads in Spanish?
Anuncios.
Anuncios, right? So ads should, podrían ser appeal. What is the meaning appeal? Atractivos, right? Or they attrae, they are appealing. So questions, do you have some new words that you don't know over here? If you don't know, you can send this one on the chat so we can check together. Also, I sent some words of these ones on the chat. I sent to you a stick, also appeal, also ever changing. So I try to send the most not common, right? Tell me,
What
Dennis.
is ever changing, coach?
I sent that one on the chat. That basically ever change is when something is every time changing. So that every time change, that is something that ever changing. It is changing all the time. I sent this one also in the chat just in case. Over here, I had just a question. This is just an open question that is talking a little bit on the book, talking about advertisements, right? So do you like advertisements or you don't like to get advertisement in your computer or in your phone?
I don't like.
I don't like as well, right? I don't like advertisement. I hate it.
Me too.
You know, I don't like when I am watching YouTube. For example, I am listening to music and I am taking a shower, right? And listen YouTube. And sometimes Coca-Cola is the most delicious. Come on, right? So I don't like advertisements. Or sometimes I am watching a movie and I get an advertisement, so I don't like it. So in your case, what is the most famous advertisement that you have seen on TV? For example, I remember one advertisement that is for Colgate. It was a rabbit that it was over there with the cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Before you go to sleep, you have to cheeky, cheeky. I remember that was a very famous advertisement. I can't forget that one. That was a memorable. So,
Yes.
so I had a question for you. What is a memorable advertisement that you remember something that you maybe you hate or you cannot forget that it was a beautiful advertisement, right? I remember one that used to be in Channel 2 that says, Vamos a la cama. Que... I remember
Yes.
that one.
Yes,
Every time.
the fourth channel.
So every time when I was watching TV, my mother said, okay, so you see, it's time to go
Yes.
to sleep.
To go
And
to
I
the,
was,
yes, to go to the bed.
and I was very angry when I was able to see that one that says, Vamos a la cama. I hate it because it's time to go to sleep, right? So do you remember another one that you
Yes,
didn't like?
teacher, the three tongue.
Yes, right. That one is another one.
Yes.
Jaime, the child is, I don't know, said.
That was very famous.
Yes. No se lo merece. You guys remember?
Yes. Jaime?
El niño tiene sed.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, for example, there are some students that is a different advertisement when you want to get something. For example, maybe some students that I had here, you don't know about edu classes or about IM6. You know about this program because you were able to see an advertisement in the computer, right? That's why you know about this, or no?
Yeah, in other words, on Facebook.
I remember the advertisement, the Sabor Campero.
That was famous, right?
Yes.
I remember the McDonald's too.
Yes.
Hamburguesa, papa frita,
Big
postre.
Mac,
The
pastel,
leader.
Coca-Cola.
Yes.
That was another famous
I
advertisement.
remember to the topollillo. A la camita, a la camita.
That was famous as well. My grandmother, she used to watch that one. Another one for young people, Diego, Dennis, Harold. Which one is a commercial that you remember?
For me, teacher, I remember the Colgate. The rabbit say chiqui chiqui chi. Te la
That was
recomiendo.
famous, right? Let me ask you something. I remember that that was a commercial and ad that we had in channel 12, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
All the
channel.
time it's faster than say chiqui chiqui chi. Te la
You know,
recomiendo.
which one I remember when I am in summer? The one that used to be in channel 6 that says El sol está que quema.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Yes.
that one? That was famous,
Los
right?
bikinis se dejan ver.
So that is famous, right? When you are getting in Holy Week, so vacations are coming, so that is one of the most commons, right? That we had to watch. Okay, so basically, I
Now
am.
the ads of Teleton. I like it when
Yes.
I saw the two boys and the girl. Say,
Mhm.
depende de vos, depende de vos. I like that advertising.
Yes, right. So sometimes there are some advertisements that they are good. Sometimes there are some advertisements that they are kind of annoying, right? I don't like to watch those ones, but we have to, right? So I am not going to continue talking too much about the reading because I am going to have some practice on Friday about that. So right now I have to continue with this activity because we haven't speak too much. We haven't focused too much on grammar today. We have to speak a little bit. So I am going to show you an expression that is going to be something shocking for you because maybe you don't know. And you are going to get familiar with this if you watch the video that I sent to you on YouTube. Do you remember on weekend, I sent to you some videos on YouTube, and there is a video that I sent on YouTube that it was an elephant in the room. I would like to know if someone was able to watch the video.
Yes, teacher. I see the video.
Excellent. So you are going to know,
I
Angie,
saw it too.
excellent. So there are some expressions that we call in English idioms. Idioms, they are some expressions that they don't have the same meaning. If you are going to go to the Google, to the translator, they don't have the same meaning because they are called idioms, idiomatic expressions that we use in English and also in Spanish, right? For example, in Spanish, we had that is also, is called, let me see, it's called dichos maybe. Dichos that we had also in English, right? For example, imagine that I am a native speaker. I am a native speaker and you tell me, ajá, el que anda en lobos, aullar aprende. What is that? What is that the meaning in Spanish? That is not that I am going to learn, right? Aullar. So what is the meaning of that one?
If you have that company, you are going to you maybe you can do that same thing that your friends do.
Exactly. So that
It's
is
maybe
something.
to teacher is maybe to attracting to a bad person in their life. Maybe a culture.
Exactly. So it's something that is attached to the culture and it's something that is an expression, but we know because we are Salvadorian, but you are going to talk with a gringo, with a native speaker, y le va a decir, la cosa está color de hormigas. So what is that meaning, right? What is the meaning of that? So they are going to be in shock. What is the meaning of that? So also they have some expressions that we don't know and doesn't make sense, but they are called idiomatic expressions. And here I have the first one. There is this one, pet peeves. Do you know what is the meaning about this? This is an idiomatic expression.
The elephant in the room.
This is similar to that one, but this is another one that says pet peeves. Do you know this one in Spanish? So I sent extra information on the chat. Don't go to Google because in Google le va a salir mascotas and something different. No, this is a different expression. It is an idiomatic expression. And on the chat, I send you the meaning. Pet peeves is something that is a particular person finds something annoying. So something that is annoying for you is a pet peeves. For example, one of my biggest pet peeves is something that annoys me is the poor customer service. So basically I saying also this in Spanish that you can have a better idea, right? So for example, if I ask you, Anna, what are your pet peeves? So when I say, Anna, what are your pet peeves? I am going to say, Anna, ¿qué es lo que a usted le molesta? What are something that is annoying for you? So that is basically something similar for this idiomatic expression, okay? So maybe you don't know this one, but also they have the expressions that they use to share a different meaning. Also, as I said, here in Spanish, we have some expressions like these ones that they don't have the same meaning. If you go to Google, doesn't have the same meaning, but we know what is the specific meaning. So pet peeves is one of these one. So pet peeves is something that drives you crazy, that you don't like, that you hate. For example, can you read the number one, Gabriela? This one that says people.
People push too close to me on the subway.
Thank you. So that is something annoying, right? I don't like when people push too close to me when I am in the bus, right? I don't like that. Monica, can you read the number two, Monica? Someone
Borrow my things without asking.
without asking, right? I don't like that, right? Do you like when someone borrow the things without asking you? That is
I
something
don't
annoying.
like.
No.
So that is something that peeps, right? Your mind. So let's see. Miguel, can you continue with the next one? People.
People keep interrupting me.
Yes, that is something that we don't like, right? Imagine that we are talking and you, hey, hey. So that is something that you don't like, right? Jocelyn, let's continue with the next one that says a couple
estar arguing in public.
arguing in public. Do you know the meaning about arguing? Arguing is
What
like
is
a
that, teacher?
fight. They are fighting.
estar arguing in public.
That they start fighting, right? Empiezan a pelear o discutir in public, right? I don't like that. Also, to be honest, when I am traveling, I don't like to see next to me people that they are kissing, right? That is something kind of uncomfortable, right? So let's continue with Alejandra, the next one. People
Don't pay for the share at a restaurant.
a restaurant, right? Imagine that we are going to go to La Pizza, right? And we don't pay the food, you are going to be angry, right? So that is something that we don't like. So let's continue with also Stephanie, the next one that says a friend.
A friend criticizes another friend.
Thank you. So that is something that also we don't like, right? A friend criticize another friend. So that is something that is not so good, right? Because they are criticizing people. So let's continue with
For me, it's
Jose.
the worst, teacher. This is, I hate that the friends criticize another friends. It's the
Yes,
worst.
that is something awful, right? So Jose, let's continue with the next one.
People shout with their mouths open.
Thank you. Do you know what is this one? Chew. Masticar, right? Or mascar. And they had opened the mouth. So that is something kind of disgusting, right? We don't like that. Idalia, let's continue with this one. Someone is
Someone is late for no reason.
for no reason. So also that is something that is not so good, right? When someone is late and we don't have any reason. Iris Lopez, the next one. Iris, a friend.
Friends constantly ask me for favors.
For favors.
Favors.
Excellent. So that is something that also we don't like, right? Someone is asking you a favor. Hey, can you give me money? Hey, can you help me with this? Hey, it's too much, right? Joanna, the last one.
Someone cuts in line in front of me.
That is something also awful, right? That imagine that you are in the line in el Banco Agrícola, right? And you are in the line and someone go and they are the first one and they have to go behind you, right? I don't like that. When someone cuts the line, they don't like to do the line, se meten, right? We don't like that. So over here, as you can see, those are some things that they are annoying, right? We don't like. So basically, that's some of the activities that maybe they can pet peeves your life. So over here, I had a question, and maybe Gloria, she is going to help me to read the question that we had here, Gloria. That it says, this one, Gloria, which of the pet peeves?
Okay. Which of the pet peeves do you have about people you know? Which one is the worst?
Thank you. So the first question says, which of the pet peeves do you have about people that you know? Maybe you can talk about someone in the work or someone that you go to the restaurant and they are unpolite, right? So, or the bad customer service. And also we had the next one. Anna, can you read the next question that says over here, what other?
What other pet peeve do you have?
Thank you. So what other pet peeves do you have? So over here, you are going to mention what other things you don't like that maybe they are annoying for you, right? That you don't like. And the last question over here, Mario, what it says?
Do you do any of these things, and when and why?
Thank you. So the other question is if you do any of these things. So today we are going to have basically like a 5 minutes to answer these questions and you are going to share the answers with me, but we are not going to do it on the chat. It's going to be in oral, okay? So I am going to choose someone who can please explain to me or you can tell me your experience, right? For example, I am going to tell you the last time I was eating in Pizza Hut. I was with my girlfriend. I was with my father, and we were eating pizza. And next to me, there was a couple that they were kissing in the restaurant. They were kissing, kissing, and kissing. And that was kind of uncomfortable because we were in the restaurant, right? And I don't like, and that was something that peeps me because I don't feel comfortable, and that was something annoying for me. I don't like it. So today you are going to mention this and also I share this on the chat. So I share the questions on the chat in English and also in Spanish so that you can answer the questions in the best way possible. So you can have 5 minutes to think about and you are going to answer the questions in oral way, okay? You don't have to send anything on the chat because it's going to be on oral. Do you have questions or no?
Yes.
Yes? Tell me.
Only in the pronunciation too are a couple star.
A couple start arguing.
Arwin. Oh, okay.
Like they are fighting in public, right? Okay, so people, take your time. We had 5 minutes to answer this question. So you are going to tell me which of the pet peeves do you have or which one or what other pet peeves do you have or if do you do any of these things, right? For example, I am going to be honest. Sometimes when I am talking with my girlfriend, I am talking and I am showing my food, right? I had my mouth open when I am eating and I am talking. So that is something that it can be not so good. However, I am doing that when I am in my house. So you are going to tell me what things do you do? And I share the questions on the chat, okay? So we have 5 minutes right now and take your time.
Si se traba un poco, se lo le pasé.
Okay, so we are going to start right now. Maybe do I have any volunteer that you would like to share your answers?
Me, teacher.
Okay.
Okay. For example, in which the pet peeves do you have about people you know? For me, I don't like the people. I don't like the people when speed for for example, see when people speed from cars. It's very disgusting. I hate when the people chew gum. Chew gum. I don't like. It's, um, I don't like when the people smoke around close to me too.
Yes,
Only
exactly.
that.
Okay, thank you, Gloria. Yes, right. That is something that I don't like. When I am in, for example, I am traveling or someone is smoking right next to you, that is something awful. Thank you, Gloria.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So, Diego, I was checking that you had your hands up. So, Diego.
Okay, for me, teacher, maybe the pains, for me, I hate. Maybe, for example, is someone is late for no reason. Maybe for me, I have a punctual person, and I have literally two problem. Maybe the someone person to go too late. I don't know, in different situations.
Yes, Diego. So that is something also unpolite, right? You are going to be on time and they don't give you any explanation, right? Yes, they go
Yeah.
and they don't care, right? So that is something annoying. Thank you, Diego. Anna, tell me.
Well, for me, teacher, uh, I don't like it. Really, I'm disgusting for me when I listen a friend criticize another friend, especially if the another friend is a friend for us. It's just it's a hypocrisy. I don't know how to use it in English.
Yes, someone that is hypocrite.
Because if you have a problem with someone or you need to say something, it's much better in front of our friends, not talk back at them. That was the pit B that I really disgusted. I don't like it. And another pit B that I have is when I used to go late and not too early for the meeting. I try to be on time. But the traffic almost always is awful in San Salvador. And one day I say, okay, I will try to be there in 45 minutes, for example. But I leave at this hour and I try to be on time. But for the traffic, maybe I almost always came late. And my friends always make a fun of me and say, okay, what happened with you? Before there's the traffic or all the traffic, so what is that the pet me that I have? But that's all, teacher.
Okay, but what is good is that when you had this problem, you apologize, right? You say, I am so sorry because I had this and this. So you give an explanation. But what is the problem is that sometimes people, they don't care, right? They go very late and they didn't like to explain, right? So Harold, are you going to participate, Harold? I was checking on the chat that you want to participate.
Yeah, teacher. I said two reasons uh, about my sister. It drives me crazy when she takes my things without asking. And another pet is for me when I go to university. I hate when the people push too close to me on the bus. I hate that.
Yes, right. That is something awful, right? Sometimes you are in the bus and people, they are too close, right? That they are going to kiss you, right? Thank you so much, Harold. So do I have another person who would like to participate or we are going to choose the person? So let's see, maybe Monica or Paola?
In my case, teacher, the weight of the pips, and do you have about people you know? And the times that bother me about people are that they lie to me and that they don't look me in the eyes when they talk to me.
Yes, that is an,
And the with one is the words, and the boot is when people are talking to me and don't look me in the eyes.
in the eyes, right?
Eyes.
Okay, thank you. So yes, that is something also that can pet peeves when someone is talking with you and they don't like to see your eyes, right? They are just watching something else, so maybe they don't care or they are maybe hiding something, right? So Iris, would you like to participate, Iris?
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Iris.
Este, I am personal is bothers me that they critics me. La
Mhm.
crítica,
When they criticize you.
criticize. It's bother me that they are hypocrites. Hypocrites.
Hypocrite?
Hypocrites.
Mhm.
The worst thing about people and I know is that they often me. La ofensa.
Mhm.
Y
Okay.
people the speak badly about others.
That's so?
Huh?
That's so, or do you have another?
See, others go string and go through to offend bother me. Las ofensas, pues.
Okay, so thank you. So those are also another reasons, right? That sometimes people, they try to offend you, right? So I was checking Jose. Jose, you sent something on the chat. So Jose, would you like to participate, Jose?
Yes, I would like to say that I hate it's when someone tells me the truth because I think I am a egocentrical person.
Do you
But
prefer that?
another thing
Do you
that I
prefer that they can lie to you, or do you prefer you don't like the truth? You prefer that they can lie to you?
yes, maybe sometimes it's good, but it depends when someone tell it with other words that is not uh, just I don't know who can say pesadas.
They are very rude, right?
Rude, yes, that is
Mhm.
the meaning.
Exactly. I consider that maybe to say the truth, but it's important to say that in a good way, right? That you can say, yes, but you know what, you are doing this and this, so in a good way. But sometimes, as you said, Jose, people, they don't care, right? They are very rude and they just say, you don't do this good, so you are doing this bad. So maybe the way that they are going to express, right?
Yes, I have a teacher in the university that tell us the truth very rude for us.
Yes, also I had that experience and that is something that I don't like. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much, Jose, for sharing that. So Kelly, would you like to participate? Kelly Elizabeth.
Hello, teacher. And I hate that people smoke it. I hate that people treat animals badly. And I hate that people are irresponsible. And I hate it when people are messy.
Yes, right. Thank you. That is also good and bad things, right? So thank you so much. So Angie, I was checking that you raised your hand, and after that, Marcia Elena. So Angie, continue, please.
Okay, teacher, one of my pet peeves is when I enter in the booth to Metapan and you see all the seats empty and all the seats are reserved. And you have to go and stand up because all the seats are reserved for friends or for something. I really hate that. That's why I travel in rides because I don't like that kind in the buses of Metapan. And another one is in the gym when you want to use a machine and maybe something is with a cell phone or chatting or something like that, and you tell, please can you share the machine with me, please, and turn it on? And no, because I 3 are missing, and it takes a lot of time in the machine chatting or watching the cell phone. I really don't like that.
Yes, right. So that is something also annoying, right? That they don't like basically to share the machines. So Jocelyn, Betsabe, or someone who raised your hand, so you would like to participate right now? Marcia was able to see that you raised your hand, right?
Yes, teacher. Okay. Um, I hate when people talking about other behind their backs. That is being dishonest and names. Besides, I hide in front people that I don't like. Other reason is the people keep interrupting me for the talking about the other people. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. Tomorrow we are going to continue with more practice. Just I had a question. Everybody, were you able to get access to Google to the classroom or no? Because yesterday I was able to send the information on the chat, and also I was able to send to you some videos how to do it. So everybody, did you have some problems or you were able to log in on Google Classroom?
But it's the same, teacher, the same as the last courses, right?
The same, exactly. So it's going to be the same.
So do you copy something in the classroom right now, or not yet?
Not yet, not yet. Over there, you are going to have the homework, okay? But not yet.
No problem, teacher. It's okay. Right now, relax. Remember, Friday we have an
Okay.
exam. Continue on
And
Monday.
also, probably tomorrow, I am going to give you the grades, okay? The grades for the evaluation that we had for the oral presentation and also for the online test. So tomorrow, I promise you, I am going to have a conversation and we are going to share with you the grades, okay? So almost everybody, you get good grades. So I was able to get some 10s, 9, 8. So it was good. Okay. So, guys, it's time to say goodbye. So, see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful night and God bless you. Take care, okay?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
See you
See you.
tomorrow.
Good
Take care.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.